You and your Twitter account have created quite a stir during the offseason. You ever type something on Twitter and say, you know what, maybe I shouldn't hit send on this one?
You know what? That's I guess that's a lot of the time. You know, I'm human, just like anybody else, and you know, sometimes you say things and it gets taken out of context, and then when you read it again, you're like, man, I can see why people took that out of context or took it the wrong way. But you know what? I'm human, just like anybody else, and you know, sometimes I'm going to make mistakes, say things that everybody may not agree with, and that's just the kind of way it goes. You know, all I can do is hopefully, you know, not try to make too many people mad. And you know, at the end of the day, I love New Orleans. I want to be here first and foremost, and that's what matters the most, you know.
On draft night, the Saints traded up and selected Mark Ingram. Moments after, you tweeted, "It's been fun, New Orleans."
Yeah.
You regret it?
I regret it to a certain extent, because at the time, what I was thinking was that, hey, it looks like the team's moving on without me. I wasn't saying that, hey, all right, see you guys later. You know, I'm out of here since they drafted another running back. I was saying that, well, since all the other running backs have been taken care of, there's a big question mark with me. Conventional thinking would tell you that, hey, maybe the team might be moving on without, you know, this player, and that's kind of what it looked like. And I'm sure everybody else was thinking that. I wasn't the only one that was thinking that. That didn't just come out of nowhere. So that's the way it looked like to me. But at the end of the day, after talking with the coaches and the team, they all still want me back and they still want me here. And so that's what matters. And that's the only thing that matters, is that, you know, as long as we try to do everything we can for me to remain a Saint and try to come to a happy medium, and then hopefully we make this happen, then I'll be remaining New Orleans Saint.
What did Sean Payton tell you the next day on the phone?
Just that he wants me here, and I'm a huge part of our offense and why our offense clicks and works the way it does, and that, you know, there's still a huge role for me here, and it doesn't change my role at all, actually. And to just get ready to be a New Orleans Saint.
What did it mean to you when Drew Brees came out and Sean Payton came out and said, you know what, we still have a vision for Reggie Bush with the Saints?
It means a lot. You know, when you talk about the head coach of the team and you talk about the leader of the team and Drew Brees, you know, anytime those guys come out and say something like that, it definitely resonates with me, and I'm sure it resonated with all of New Orleans.
But you've had to share most of your career. You talk about Deuce, Pierre. I mean, why would it be any different with Mark Ingram?
Right, exactly. And you never know. You know, there's sometimes these situations can work out in your favor. Sometimes they don't work out in your favor. And at some point in time, every football player, every athlete is going to have to come to the ugly side of this sport, and that's the business side of it. And it happens to all of us, and that's just kind of where we're at right now. And you know, nobody likes it. I don't like it. I hate it. You know, I wish that, you know, everything was just like high school and college, but you know, it's not. And that's the way it is. So that's what we're dealing with right now, and hopefully it works out for the best.
You and Ingram have the same agent, Joel Siegel. Does that make the situation better or worse?
I don't know. You know, it's the first time I've dealt with it, so I guess we'll see what happens. You know, I know that he selected a great agent in Joel Siegel. You know, Joel is one of the best agents in the business, and he's done a great job for me and for Colston and for Darren Sharper and, you know, some of the other guys that I know that he has. You know, he's done a great job, so at least I know he's going to be taken care of.
What reaction have you gotten from Saints fans since that tweet, "It's been fun, New Orleans"?
I think kind of a mixture of both. You know, a lot of people took it the wrong way and thought maybe I was, you know, saying goodbye to the city, and then I think there were people who thought I was talking about the New Orleans Hornets basketball game, and then there were people who didn't really think much of it and just thought that, hey, you know, well, this is the business side of it, and this is kind of the way the cookie crumbles sometimes.
You also tweeted that you're enjoying your time off with the lockout. Do you understand why people may have taken that the wrong way?
I understand, but you know, I also understand that fans are tied into this sport emotionally, on an emotional level only. They don't understand that, you know, when we're putting our bodies on the line in May and mini camps and OTAs, and we're not playing for anything, then you have some guys who go out there and tear an ACL, and their season is ended almost kind of for nothing. You know, that's tough. You know, and then they don't have that same opportunity to go out there and produce and you know, hope, especially if they're in their contract year. You know, that's tough. You have all kinds of different scenarios. So I think that's where the NFLPA and the NFL owners have to come to a meeting point, and how we can figure this thing out to where either we're getting paid a little more, or either you know, maybe we do away with some of the mini camps and the OTAs, or just some way that we're not putting our bodies on the line and not being taken care of at the same time. So I am enjoying my off season, my off time right now, and I'm sure there's a lot of other guys in the NFL and guys I've spoken to that aren't exactly mad that we're not in the mini camp right now. But like I said, we just have to find a way to take care of this so that everybody's happy, because obviously nobody likes being jobless. I don't like being jobless. None of the other NFL players like being jobless. And hopefully this NFL lockout will end soon, and we'll come to an agreement.
You also had a Twitter feud with ESPN's Skip Bayless.
Yeah.
If he was sitting right here in this chair, what would you tell him?
I would tell Skip, let's go on the football field right now, me and you. That's what I would tell him. You know, Skip, you know, I think he's good at what he does, but you know, I think you know, when there's certain guys who can't possibly understand what we go through, what we put our bodies through day in and day out, unless they've actually been through it. And especially at this level, at the NFL level, it's a dog-eat-dog world. And you know, so Skip Bayless kind of, he has a tendency to say things about certain players or about a lot of players, and without really understanding what those players have to go through, you know, just on a daily basis, just to get your body up day in and day out for 6 months, it's tough. But we're not asking anybody to feel sorry for us. We get taken care of, we get paid well, and that's just part of the sport.